You won't need a business school if you read these 7 books. Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree and I will spend the first 4 sharpening the axe. Abraham Lincoln. If you aspire to build a successful business, you need to be 100% prepared before you practically do it. It is like sharpening your axe before you start cutting a tree. Only in this case, you need your brain to be sharp. And what's a better tool to do that than books? Here is the list of 7 best business books for entrepreneurs which are packed with valuable insights and practical advice. These books will help you cover every aspect required to kickstart a successful business. From leadership skills to startup strategies to marketing techniques, every book will have a unique insight into every aspect of the business. I will guide you on how you can use these books to build great startups and companies. Start your reading journey with Innovator's Dilemma by Clayton Christensen. In this book, Christensen introduces the concept of disruptive innovation, which refers to the process by which new technologies or business models disrupt existing markets and eventually overtake established companies. Established companies tend to focus on serving their existing customers and improving their existing products. However, disruptive innovations often emerge in new, low-end or niche markets that are initially unattractive. He recommends that new startups should foster a culture that encourages experimentation and risk-taking. You must establish a mindset within your organization that embraces the exploration of new ideas, even if they seem uncertain or inconsequential initially. You must encourage employees to think creatively, challenge existing assumptions, and explore new possibilities. By creating an environment that rewards calculated risk-taking and supports learning from failure, you can increase the likelihood of identifying and capitalizing on disruptive innovations. This book will teach you how to create such an environment around you. That was about disruptive innovation. But what kind of thinking process do you need to follow in order to build the startups and businesses of the future? Read 0 to 1 by Peter Thiel to understand that. This book explores the idea of creating something new rather than just improving upon existing ideas, because starting a company that creates something truly new and innovative is more valuable than just making incremental improvements to existing products or services. Here are 5 lessons from the book. Number 1. Start by identifying a real problem that needs to be solved and focus on creating a solution that is 10x better than anything else on the market. Number 2. Aim for a unique niche. Thiel encourages entrepreneurs to focus on a specific undeserved market and become the dominant player in that market. Number 3. Don't compete, create. Businesses should aim to create something entirely new rather than just trying to compete with existing players. Number 4. Build a great team. Thiel stresses the importance of having a talented, dedicated team that can bring an idea to life. Number 5. Embrace risk. Thiel acknowledges that starting a company is inherently risky, but encourages entrepreneurs to embrace that risk and take bold steps to bring their ideas to life. 0 to 1 is a thought-provoking book that encourages entrepreneurs to build something new that has the potential to change the world, rather than just playing it safe and trying to compete in crowded markets. To bring something new into the world, you must have good command over psychology. Entrepreneurs should study psychology because it provides valuable insights into human behavior, decision-making processes, and motivation. Understanding psychological factors enables entrepreneurs to make more informed decisions, manage risks effectively, foster creativity, build strong relationships, and lead their teams with empathy. By studying psychology, you can gain a deeper understanding of yourself, your customers, and your stakeholders, which can lead to better business strategies, innovative solutions, and sustainable success. To take your first step in that direction, read Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman. This book explores 2 systems of thinking that drive our decisions: the fast, intuitive, and automatic system 1 and the slow, deliberate, and analytical system 2. While the book primarily focuses on cognitive biases and the psychology of decision making, it offers 3 valuable lessons and action steps for entrepreneurs. Here are the 3 lessons for entrepreneurs from Thinking Fast and Slow. Recognize cognitive biases. The book highlights numerous cognitive biases that can cloud your judgment and decision making. Understanding these biases such as confirmation bias, availability bias, and anchoring can help entrepreneurs become aware of their influence and make more rational decisions. Consider both intuitive and deliberate thinking. Intuitive thinking relies on intuition and quick judgments, but it is prone to biases. Deliberate thinking, on the other hand, involves slow, deliberate analysis. You should strike a balance between these two systems of thinking. Use your intuition to generate ideas and to make initial assessments, and use deliberate thinking for careful analysis, data-driven decision-making, and mitigating biases. Number 3. Understand the role of heuristics, the mental shortcuts that simplify decision-making. While they can be efficient, they can also lead to biases and errors. Entrepreneurs should be aware of common heuristics such as availability heuristic, which is our tendency to use information that comes to mind quickly and easily when making decisions about the future. You must seek additional information, conduct thorough research, and use data-driven approaches for bypassing such flaws in your thinking patterns. Until now, we covered the books that help you build the mindset that an entrepreneur requires. Now let's get down to the business side of things. Book number 4. The Lean Startup by Eric Ries. In his book, Eric Ries defines a startup as a human institution designed to create a new product or service under conditions of extreme uncertainty. This definition applies to not only people who have started their journey as an entrepreneur, but also to someone who has not started building a business yet. Whether you're working from a posh and expensive office space or just from a small corner of your house or a garage, you will have to face the uncertainty and be willing to experiment with your product and ideas and learn quickly from your mistakes. This book will teach you practical ways of testing and validating your ideas early on so that you can avoid wasting time and resources on concepts that may not resonate with customers. As Eric Ries puts it, we must learn what customers really want, not what they say they want or what we think they should want. The best thing about the Lean Startup is that it is filled with case studies and examples from various industries and startups, providing practical insights and lessons learned. If you read it, you will gain insights from real-world examples and you will learn a systematic and data-driven approach to entrepreneurship, enabling you to validate your ideas, build products that customers love, and increase the likelihood of building a successful and scalable startup. Number 5. Good to Great by Jim Collins. Whether you have a small startup with just you working with a few friends or $1 million company, there are certain characteristics that all the great companies share. This book explains in detail what those characteristics are. Here is one example: the hedgehog concept. What are you deeply passionate about? What you can be best in the world at? And what can make you money? These are the 3 circles of the hedgehog concept, and according to Jim Collins, you will find your life's mission and purpose where they intersect. Jim Collins has spent years studying exceptional companies and has identified common patterns and principles that contribute to sustained high performance. Read it and you will learn how to build a great team, develop leadership qualities, make good business decisions, and create a robust business strategy. Number 6. Influence by Robert Cialdini. Let's say you have built a great product or a service, but what happens if you fail to sell it? If you fail to make people understand its true worth? You cannot have a business without knowing how to sell, and this book can help you with that. Based on the American psychologist Robert Cialdini's extensive research in psychology and behavioral science, this book is about 6 principles of persuasion useful for sales, marketing, and negotiation. Professor Cialdini teaches certain triggers that can influence human decisions almost automatically. The 6 principles of influence are reciprocity, consistency, social proof, liking, authority, and scarcity. For example, the principle of scarcity highlights that people tend to value things that are perceived as rare or in limited supply. We want things more when they are harder to get. That's why so many people are after limited editions of certain products. Cialdini explains how scarcity can be employed as a persuasive tool to create a sense of urgency in your customers and make them buy from you. Read the book to understand all 6 principles of influence, or you can just download the PDF from the description. It contains my short notes on this topic and key points to remember from this entire episode. Number 7. The E-Myth Revisited by Michael E. Gerber. This is the one book that has helped me immensely in the last couple of years. It has guided me a lot in my content creation business. When I started, I thought being passionate about my work is all I need to build a successful business. But boy, was I wrong. Being passionate about something and building a business based on that passion are two completely different things. One you do out of love and one you have to do for the sake of generating revenue and sustaining yourself and your family, which is a huge pressure to carry. Take my example. I am in love with writing and I love being in front of the camera as well, but I absolutely hate editing. It is time consuming and mentally draining for me. But still I had to do it all by myself because I did not have enough revenues or capital to hire editors. So you have to be willing to adopt and perform different roles that have nothing to do with your passion in order to build your business. It sucks the spark and enthusiasm out of your passion. Forget enjoying and living life on your own terms. Forget weekend parties with friends. Forget relaxing. Forget stress-free life. In the initial days, be ready to walk around like a zombie doing the work of 4 or 5 people all on your own under the immense stress of making money, paying the bills and putting food on the table. And after hearing all this, if you are still willing to do it, then do it. Otherwise, having a good job that provides a stable income, puts food on the table and pays the bill is not a bad option. That is what the writer of this book talks about when he introduces us to the concept of E-myth, which stands for the entrepreneurial myth. Most entrepreneurs start their businesses with the mistaken belief that their technical expertise or passion for a particular field is enough to ensure success. But that's not true. When building a business, it is mostly 30% of the work you are passionate about and 70% of the other stuff that you don't like doing but is essential. Gerber explains that you have to be willing to adopt 3 distinct roles within your business. The technician, the person with the technical skills or expertise, mostly the work you are passionate about. The manager, the one who handles day-to-day operations. It has to do with being disciplined at work and keeping everything organized. And finally, the entrepreneur, the visionary and strategic thinker. You have to perform all these roles when you are just starting out. You need to shift your focus from working in the business to working on the business. This book also offers guidance and actionable insights on how entrepreneurs can develop systems, processes, and organizational structures that enable their businesses to operate efficiently and effectively. It will teach you how you can automate your business by creating standardized processes, documenting tasks, and implementing clear roles and responsibilities within your business. That's all for today's episode. Do you want to be a pro at communication skills in just 90 days? Watch episode number 3. And if you want to retire early and achieve financial freedom, watch episode number 1 of the Wisdom Podcast. See you next week. Are you a curious individual and a profound independent thinker seeking answers to vital questions about personal growth, business, and personal finance? Join me on this podcast and together we will discover secrets to making astronomical progress in life. On this podcast, I ask questions to the world's most influential books on finance, business, and personal growth and receive personalized guidance based on the knowledge and wisdom contained within their pages. Join me on this journey as we explore the magic of books that can speak.